Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I'm Megan if you're new here, and today I'm just going to be sharing some of our weeknight meals. So I shared a video not too long ago of a week of dinners, and today I'm going to show some weeknight meals. So this video is actually in collaboration with my friend Jamie over at Simply Living It. She is absolutely precious. Love her to death. Make sure to check out her channel, as well as Ashley from Joyful Noise Learning. And I can say the exact same about Ashley. Absolutely precious. Make sure to check these mamas out and their videos. I will link them down below. But I'm going to show you just some of our meals that we might have on a normal weeknight. So some of these meals I will be sharing the recipe with it, and some of them I will just kind of be talking through, or I've already shared the recipes previously on my channel. I hope that this video is helpful for you guys in planning your meals for your family as well. I know I'm a busy mama of 6, and so I need things normally that are quick, easy, and healthy, and so I hope this is helpful for you guys. So the first recipe I'm going to share with you is for honey garlic pork chops. So this is a super easy one. It doesn't take very long, which I am all about. Quick, fast, and easy. Doesn't have very many ingredients. So I will take you guys along to show you how it's made. Alright guys, so I'm just starting a little side here. This is just Brussels sprouts with salt, pepper, and some olive oil popped in the oven at 400 degrees. So while that is cooking, I am just putting salt and pepper and a little garlic powder on each side of these pork chops here, and heating up some oil in the iron skillet.
It's been a long day for sure. How could I resist your smile? Can we move on as before? I could wait for a thousand.
So after these have been cooked on this side for about 4 to 5 minutes, you just want to flip them over and cook the other side for 4 to 5 minutes also. And then once they are done with that part, you're going to put them onto a dish. Now I did let mine cook a little bit longer just because I noticed there was a little more pink since there were so many being cooked at one time. So just kind of eyeball it and make sure there's no pink left on the outside. Then you're going to throw a couple of tablespoons into your skillet, and you're going to loosen up any of those little bits that are in there. Alright, so next you're going to add a 1/4 cup of water, 6 cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. However, I didn't have any, so I used apple cider vinegar. And then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of honey. You're going to let this simmer until it thickens into a nice sauce. Now, if this recipe seems to be moving a little fast for you, it's okay. I will link this recipe down below. Next, after the sauce thickens, you're going to add your pork chops back into the pan. Now, I let them sit here for a second and soak up the sauce on one side before I put them into the oven. And once they go into the oven, you're going to put them in to broil for about 2 minutes until they get nice and almost a little crisp on the edges.
But I know you'll understand, 'cause when you're away, there's a hole in my heart. Feels like a deja vu. I know for sure.
So this was less than 30 minutes to make, and I served it with some Annie's mac and cheese and some Brussels sprouts. Now this next night we had white chicken chili, and this is definitely a delicious meal this time of year. I actually already did a video on this, so I will link it down below, and it was a very busy day, so I didn't get to film the actual process.
Be close to you forever and ever, darling. You're my sweetheart.
Alright, so this next meal is burger night, and so I am just putting 2 pounds of some grass-fed beef that we purchased this year, and this is super simple, but I actually really like to make these in our air fryer. So if you have an air fryer and you haven't made burgers in it, you need to. all I do is put a little Worcestershire sauce and some dehydrated onions, and I just mix it all up and let it put some wrap over the top of it and let it sit in the fridge while I do this other stuff. So here I'm actually making our burger buns, and these are so insanely easy, you guys. I actually did a video on these, which I will link down below, but I just didn't have any buns on hand and we wanted to have burgers, so here we go. So once I got all of these rolled out, and they only have to rise for about 15 minutes or so before you pop them into the oven. So during the rise time, I just started the prep on our other side, which was sweet potatoes. So all I did was just dice these up and put a little olive oil and salt and pepper on them, and I popped them into the air fryer, I believe for about 15 minutes. Yep. After those were done, then I just dumped them out on the pan and popped them into the oven once my buns came out. So those sweet potatoes hung out in the oven and got nice and kind of charred on the edges while I pattied out and made our burgers in the air fryer. So these burgers only take about 10 to 12 minutes or so in the air fryer, and once they were done, I served them with the sweet potatoes, of course, but also some cucumbers and carrots and a little ranch. Next night, we recycled those leftovers, and all I had to do was make this quinoa salad. So to make my quinoa, I use 1 cup of water, 1 cup of chicken broth, and then 1 cup of actual quinoa, and bring it to a boil, stick the lid on, turn it down to low, and let it lightly simmer for just 15 minutes, and then move it off the eye, and then it's done. So now I'm making the dressing that's going to go on it, which is just a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, 2 cloves of minced garlic, and then a little salt and pepper. Now normally you would want to use garbanzo beans, but I only had cannellini beans today, so I just added those with some peppers and onions that we had frozen out of the garden this summer, and then I just added in the quinoa and the dressing on top, and then it's done. And this is so good. I totally could eat this as a meal, and it makes a great side. So we just had leftovers and then this, and it was done. So here's another quick weeknight dinner, and back there I'm just getting some petite potatoes that are cut up and toss them in olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. Put them in the air fryer, I think for about 15 minutes. And while those are going, then I just put a little oil in the pan just to make sure it doesn't stick. Throw some Brussels sprouts in there. We love Brussels sprouts this time of year. Now, these sausages that I'm using are a go-to for our family. We get them at Costco. They are the apple chicken sausages. So while those Brussels sprouts are starting to get a little tender, I'm just cutting up the sausage because it is pre-cooked. It just needs to be heated up to the right temperature. And so I'm cutting those up, and I will toss those right into the pan with the Brussels sprouts, and the flavors are so good. Alright, so the next part takes it over the top. So I already melted 2 tablespoons of salted butter in here with these Brussels sprouts and sausages. And now I'm just taking a nice full tablespoon of some local honey that we have and stirring it all together. And you guys, this is so good. It's that whole salty sweet factor in there. And that is dinner, you guys. I told you it is insanely easy. It's super fast. By the time this is done cooking, so are those potatoes. And then dinner is served. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please push that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and push that like button. It really does help me out. And make sure to visit these other ladies. Their playlists are down below, and I will see you guys on future videos. Thanks so much and have a blessed day.